Good evening, Geekdom. It's me, the artisan MC, heading home from work, and I wanted to throw some words at thee, like Thor with the mighty hammer. So I'll get the preliminaries out the way. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. Does not mean a thing unless the cash app rings. Um, yeah, how you guys doing? It's been interesting couple of days. What's good, AB? AB Media beaming in from the neutral zone. What's good? It's been an interesting couple of days for your boy, and I will keep most of it to myself. But for those that know, I appreciate your support. Some real ones. I do. I do. I do. I do. Someone specifically, we're gonna have to do some business together. We're gonna do some business together. Um, I found it interesting listening to reports and stuff like that. All of this Wakanda Forever stuff still going on. People still talking about the shit, right? And it's still being um, massively debated on the takes that people take. Now, mind you, I'll say this shit up front. I may take issue or disagree with what people have to say, but I understand how to disagree without throwing away the whole person. Like they say, you can disagree without being disagreeable. I disagree on points or ideology. I do not disagree with people just on the fact that they're a person and they said shit, right? I usually don't, unless you're an asshole. If you're an asshole, you deserve all of it. You don't get it. You don't get all of it. So it makes no difference whatsoever. But if it's just points that we're discussing or debating, we can do that all day. I can disagree all day and never have a hateful feeling for you, whatever, because I'm not emotionally involved with shit like that. I'm not. It just is what it is. And some of the ways I've heard people trying to, in my opinion, spin the narratives in this not doctor, but Wakanda Forever stuff. What up, D Remedy? Is kind of ridiculous. I mean, you're trying too hard to fucking pan. I really think that's what it is. Some folks are trying way too hard to pan. And the other thing, I just have to mention it. I appreciate that they watch my video. I do. So here's the thing on this Wakanda Forever shit, right? And that's why I didn't even put it in the title, because I'm gonna talk about some other shit, and I'm not clickbaiting for Wakanda Forever. I'm not. I'm done with that shit. I told you. I really don't even want to do the review. And I told you it's an 83-minute review, just audio. And if I put it out tomorrow, I'm not worried about numbers and none of that shit. Y'all can listen to it, do whatever the fuck you want with it, but it's out there, right? The more I sit there and think about this movie, the more I keep going back and pulling it out that this movie was just a chop up job of the first movie in Iron Man, pieced together. Because I heard something today on another stream. Shout out to Dennis Sperling, right? He was going over Wakanda Forever. I had popped in and was listening to what he was talking about a little bit, and then I popped back out. And I didn't agree with some of the things he was saying, but I don't have to agree with it. It's his channel. I don't have to agree. I agree with a lot of other things he do say, but this part I was like, oh hell no, this ain't even your field, is it? Like, no. But one of the things he talked about was Namor being held at the spear tip, right? And being given an option of yielding to be there for his people and stuff like that. And he's talking about how awesome of a scene that was. And I'm sitting there listening to that shit like, didn't you watch the first Black Panther movie? Did you watch this shit? Because that's the same scene from the waterfall with T'Challa and M'Baku fighting on Challenge Day. It was the same option. The same option. Your people need you. Don't throw your life away. Yield. It was the same scene. It was the same scene. So if you think the second time through was awesome, then what did you think of the first time you saw it? What did you think of the first time? And mind you, it's just a question. I had to catch myself because I am really critical on that. I don't go into other people's chat rooms and start throwing hella shit in a chat that I disagree with. I listen. I argue with them on their channel in their chat room. No, that's I'm a content creator. That's not what you do, right? Unless it's something just really egregious. This is a movie, right? Now the overtones in the movie is significant, but at the end of the day, it was just a movie. What people make of it after that is something completely different. All right. I'm gonna have to do. Let's do this. There you go. Now, I turned it off probably about a minute or so after that because he was going into explaining that stuff, and he got on an elitist tip with some folks telling them that they didn't understand, they weren't grown up enough to understand this movie. And I thought that was like in poor taste. I was like, come on, man, who the fuck you talking about? Really? Because he was saying that shit to Skillmonger, right? And I know Skillmonger. Skillmonger is the geek, right? Skillmonger is the geek. If he don't know the material, how do you? That was my question. Like you can't pull that elitist card on people with everything. It doesn't work. It's like genius. Genius does not extend everywhere. Genius is in one peak in one area. Lucky if it's two or three, right? It's not an all-encompassing thing that everything I touch, I'm a genius. No, that's not the way it is. Your focus is what you're good at, or what you can be a genius at. The rest of that shit, you're average. Just what it is, right? So I'm sitting there listening to that, and I turned it off so I didn't hear a lot of it, right? I missed it. I have to go back and listen to the whole thing because I do like to form full opinions. I will listen to a whole stream about some shit that I may not agree with whatsoever. But I do that because I like ideas and things from a different perspective that is not my own, right? I know what I think. I don't have a problem, having my own thoughts and voicing my own thoughts. That is not a problem of mine. The problem is saying too much. Saying too much and not caring. Too analytical, right? So I relished it, the dissenting opinion or the opposite opinion, I should say, where, oh, you saw something else? Well, what is it that you saw? Why is it that you think that way? Why is it that you see it that way? I'm curious. God damn, shadow ban must be in effect. People are fucking live right now. You think AM live yet? Jesus. Just off somebody. Or should I say somebody else? But the thing of it is that everybody can have an opinion of this shit, right? Like I've said many a time, I don't make these movies. I don't. They don't pay me to review them. They don't. In some ways, I'm a regular moviegoer with just a little bit more knowledge than average about the content. And I go into the movie to see what it's about. I do. That's just what it is. And if it doesn't match up with what I know of the character, of the world, of the story, and it does an about face to the character, the story, and all of that stuff, then I have a problem with that shit. Like I've told you guys before, I will let certain things slide because I give them a little leeway when they're adapting it to a new medium. But you can't change the whole thing up. You can't just, come on, man. You can't just totally change it and think it's going to be okay. What the fuck is that? No, that's not going to work. Not going to work at all. So that's where I come down on it, right? Now, the other thing I heard was I listened to Angry Man's stream. I guess it was from this morning about black men being done with sacrificing for the community, or black men have sacrificed enough for the community. That was a good stream. And I just want to say personally, whoever the fuck was in his chat and brought up Christopher Nolan Batman, dude, what the hell is wrong with you? What the hell is wrong with you? Do not do that, man. Do not go over there on Angry Man channel and bring up Christopher Nolan or the Batman movies. That is a sore spot, dude. That is a sore spot. That is a Batman devotee. Do not bring that shit up. You bring that shit up, it's your funeral. Because he gonna go in on you. I was listening to that shit and just laughing. Just laughing. Why? Because this is one of the points where me and Angry Man disagree, but all his points are valid. All his points are valid. They are. Every one of them are valid. And I like Christopher Nolan as a director. I like those Batman movies. But Angry Man is 100% right on everything he pointed out about the movies. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Don't disagree. But that's why I like having a conversation with him about that shit sometime and tease him about it, because we disagree. I thought it was all right because it was an adaptation. They needed to do something different than Tim Burton, which was somebody who didn't read the comics at all either and just tried to make a likable Batman movie. But it was the first Batman movie that you got that was dark and brooding and stuff like that. But it wasn't accurate either. Like, goddamn. It's like they have a hard time making an accurate Batman movie because different directors focus on different shit, right? I actually appreciated the realistic feel to Batman because I'm remembering the campy Batman 66 stuff. I wanted a realistic feel to it because to me it makes it more accessible to young kids who believe that they want to be Batman, who aspire to be like Batman. I'm going to learn all this about criminology. I'm going to maintain my body. I'm going to train myself fighting style wise. Learn engineering, mechanics, all this shit. That's for a child if it's set in a real world environment. If it's set in something that seems hyper realistic or futuristic, they'll blow off it's just imagination, right? But if it's realistic, if it's places and stuff that you can recognize, it makes it more real for you. It makes you believe that it's possible to do it. That's what I liked about it. But consequently, that is the shit that Angry Man hated about it. It's just what it is, right? This as a warning, and it's my fault that I've been too busy and haven't finished putting out the I Am series with Angry Man, where we're having to talk about geekdom and all that shit. One of the videos is up on my channel under the I'm back, y'all. I'm back. All right, so what I was saying was that on my channel, under the I Am tab, you can see my interview with Angry Man, and that's only part one of it. There's like 4 parts. I just haven't had time to finish putting them up, right? Which is my bad. It's bad on me, right? But geekdom and Angry Man is deep, dude. It go back. I'm telling you guys, just not even just from knowing him, but from interviewing. The shit goes back with him. That's deeply invested. And Angry Man is what I call a purist in the truest sense. He really loves and respects the source material, right? And he does not like too many alterations to that shit. He doesn't. That's why I value his opinion when he looks at something. Because like I said, I might give stuff a little bit of leeway. Like, you're making a movie, not a comic. You can't make a perfect comic. So, I mean, you can't make a perfect movie. So I'll let you rock out and see what you do, how you twist it a little bit longer so you don't deviate too much, right? Let's say I give them 10%. If you give me 90% of what I want, then I don't have a problem with 10% you change, as long as it's nothing crucial to the character itself, right? But damn it, this fucking thing out of there. But when Angry looks at it, and I ask him to look at stuff, or he does, that's what I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to see his reaction, not because I can predict it. No, because he's coming from it from a stomp down point of view that no, it has to be like this. He will not give too much leeway. If I'm giving 10, he giving 3. You got 3%, you can fuck it up. That's it. You go 4%, you on that ass. That's what it is. So I had to laugh a little bit, and it basically derailed the whole stream in a sense, because somebody brought up that damn Christopher Nolan and Batman. Like, why did you do that? Leave that man alone about that shit. He is not playing. And like, he couldn't show you the video, but it's there. Best believe he probably sitting at home looking for it right now. Look, it's there. He went in, and he was right. He was right. Nothing I can say about it. Nothing bad I can say about it. He was 100% right. Every one of those points. So leave that man alone about Christopher Nolan, Batman. Don't mention that shit again. Don't do it. Because it ain't even a soapbox. I even left him a comment. Like, who the fuck said that? Why they do that? Flame on. Like, char broil. That was too dumb. Right? Was that the remedy blood could just no bat nipples. Yeah, I'm look, bat nipples will piss me off. Bat nipples will get me flamed up. And the butt flap and shit like that. That shit was so stupid. I hated that. That's why half the time I try to forget about George Clooney being Batman. Like George Clooney, but that ain't fucking Batman. Like, that ain't Bruce Wayne. Ready to Batman. Whatever. Get that shit. Now, what he was reviewing was Michael Wilcox, I think it was, talking about Wakanda Forever. Was very interesting. I have to go back and watch that clip in its entirety and see what they were saying, because I have an issue with people. Put it this way: I have an issue with people stealing content. I really do. I really have a big issue with it. But I have an issue with people talking on shit that they know nothing the fuck about. That's the essence of a fucking talking head. That's the essence of that shit. Black folks get that shit bad, right? It's like, look, if you don't know nothing about this shit, then don't talk about it. There's nothing wrong with saying you don't know. Saying you don't know is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to learn more information, to update the information that you think you know in your fucking head. That's all it is. I will tell people I don't know in a minute if I do not know, because I'm not ego-wise tied to the ability to have the answer. I don't have all the fucking answers. If I did, I wouldn't be down here with you motherfuckers. I wouldn't. I'd be out. Right? I got questions about other planets and other fucking universes. If I had all the answers, I'd be like Dr. Manhattan, the fuck out of here. Creating life somewhere else. What up, Nina? I wouldn't be here. So I don't have all the answers. And I don't feel no shame in saying I don't have all the answers. I don't. But on the shit that I talk about, oh yeah, I don't open my mouth unless I know what I'm talking about. That's just what it is. Because that's how I am. I will listen more than I talk. Problem is, a lot of people want to talk more than they listen. That's why they never learn shit, and everything they spit out their mouth is some shit 15, 20 years old. Not updated, not new, not reinforced with anything. Didn't know that it changed. Because most people, except for the devoted stomp down geeks, follow this shit on a monthly basis, year after year. Most people come through like fucking UNICEF dropping off food. They'll fly through every once in a while, stop in, and then peace out like a goddamn cruise ship. They have no vested interest in none of this shit. They only know it from the last time they looked at it, which may have been years ago or decades in some cases. But they're not invested to be, okay, I read this every month. I look at this every month. I'm talking about this every month. The whole time they're making new issues, current issues. I'm having these discussions about this shit. They're not, those aren't those people. That's why they don't know what the fuck is going on in the movie and thinking it's awesome. Why? Why? It's been like 5 years since the last movie. If you don't remember the last movie, you can tell me why this one was awesome. If you did remember the last movie, you'd be able to point out the fact why it's not. Now, he was playing, Angry Man was playing that video. And one of the dudes up on Michael Wilcox's panel was saying, oh, it looked like some BLM shit. And I got pissed off because that was my comment on my reaction to the movie Thursday night before the shit dropped for everybody, or when it dropped for everybody, right? That was my reaction. That was my assessment of what I saw. Why was I pissed off? Because I don't know this motherfucker. I don't know him. But like I said before, motherfuckers will lift your words, spit it out their mouth, and be cheesing for the camera because they want a pat on the back for saying something clever. What are you fucking thinking up? Asshole. No better than white folks. At that rate, no better. That shit drive me nutty, man. And I've talked about this before with Angry Man, and he understands this part of how hard it is to be a creative person and constantly throw out creative ideas and stuff like that. See people just pick that shit up, put it in their pocket, and then start regurgitating like they Sharpie their name on it all of a sudden. Remember what I said? And be telling it right back to you. Like, nigga, I said that. What are you talking about? Forgetting this shit? Whatever. So that shit pissed me off a little bit. Irked me a little bit. But the fuck ever. I'm small potatoes, right? Understandable. But I do appreciate you listening. I must have missed that contribution. Like the colonizers who take your shit, pay you nothing for it. Go back and find some more diamonds for us so we can polish it and sell it like they did beers. Now, part of the conversation they were having was interesting because they had women on their panel, black women on their panel, talking about what they thought of the movie, which I find very interesting. I find absolutely interesting to hear what black women think about this shit. Because I'm here in the black manosphere, the red pill black manosphere. I got an inclination. I got a good idea of what the men here gonna think about that shit. I'm just saying, right? The heat, we all feel it, okay? We all feel it. You look at it, you feel that? You feel that shit? Yeah, that was 2 degrees, man. That was 2 degrees, right? I kind of had an indication. But what I don't have an indication on is what modern day black women have to say about that. Because like I tell you guys multiple times, I don't go to their fucking channels. I don't. I'll hang out over there. I don't listen to anybody who regurgitates somebody else's content necessarily. Except for Pearl, I'll listen to her shit sometimes. Just because I want to hear what these British women say. Right? I might go to Britain one day. I need to know. Right? Think about buying me some land in Ireland, Scotland. Might need an established title. You know, I'm just saying. I like to Lord MC. That'd be awesome. Lord Artisan MC would be awesome. I'm just saying. I got some of that mumbling. Slave masters and all, colonizers and all. But I'm interested to see what black women think of this shit. That's why I was really interested to see what Kendra thought of this shit. So that's a black woman who's a geek. Name the legitimate black women that you know that are legitimate geeks. Name them. There is very few, if none, in this space outside of her. That's why I wanted to know what she thought. And she did a stream, and I was right there listening because I want to hear her take on it. I want to hear what she got from it because that shit that's in that movie will hit differently in a black woman. That's why I tapped a younger 24-year-old female to watch the She-Hulk show and tell me what she thought of it. Because I'm interested in other people's opinions more than mine. I know what my fucking opinion is. I thought the shit sucked. There were some fun parts. Most of it sucked. So on the whole, it was a turd burger. It was a turd burger. I don't care if there were sprinkled M&Ms in there every once in a while. I don't give a shit. It's still a turd. But that's what I enjoy. I enjoy hearing those point of views because I don't have them. I am not a 24-year-old woman. I am not a black woman. I'm not. But if I can find one that's going to give up that information about what she really thought, and I can believe that she's being authentic about it, got some sense, well, by all means, sister, open your damn mouth. Let's see what you got to say. Because it's not going to make me never mind. I know what I think of the shit. But how did it affect you? That's why Shop Talk Live is talking about is live for you. It's live for me. I know what I think. I share that and open the floor for y'all because I care what y'all think. I want to know what you think. Plain and simple. That's why I put the fucking caveat on it. Don't regurgitate. If you're going to just say what somebody else said, I might as well go listen to them. And give you a cracker. So, listening to AM review Michael Wilcox show was interesting. I will have to find it and go back and listen to it because I want to hear everything they were saying. But the people that were sitting up there were not no damn geeks. These people had not, I don't think they had read a comic book in, I don't know, maybe 10 years. I don't think they seen one that long. Unless they was with their friend who was a geek and they walked by the store with him. I don't know. Those wasn't no fucking geeks. Those was not the people you need to be asking no deep questions about the character in comic books. They don't fucking know. They don't know. Call another expert. Phone a friend. Something. Get some of these people that actually know some of this shit. Look, y'all know I got no issue with Rob, even though some dude came on my channel before trying to say, well, Rob didn't agree with you. Why do I care? Rob is the goddamn damn near the gold standard in geek content on YouTube right now. What do I care? I like Rob. I'm a sub to his channel. I watch his videos. Do I agree with all of them? Do I want to give his opinion? No. But you want a history? You want a review of a comic and shit like that? That is the man for that shit. Why don't you call Rob? Why didn't they call Rob? Everybody know who Rob is. Because I can tell you this, even as a fan of his, Kevin Smith has fallen off. That is not the dude you need to be asking shit anymore. He has done his damage to geekdom. His credibility is shot the fuck up right now. So don't call Kevin Smith. Don't call him. Call Rob. Comics Explain. He can give you a rundown on what was on with the movie. And he loved the movie. He did. Said it himself. He loved it. Okay. Talk to him even still. Because at least when it came down to talking about the comic and what happened in the comics, he'd fucking know. He would know. Because he probably read the shit. Duh. scenario like this. Would you want to go into the hospital and have a serious operation with one of two doctors? The one doctor that read the book and did the work in the lab and stuff like that, or the motherfucker that was standing outside the door just looking every once in a while at what he was doing in the lab? Which one would you want cutting on? Because you do realize a D student in medical school is still called a motherfucking doctor. That's why malpractice is a thing. No, I want the motherfucker that studied. I want the motherfucker that read the material, showed up to class, and did the goddamn work. I don't want the motherfucker that had the crib sheet. Hey, man, you got the answers for this? Give you $200, man. Just give me the answers for this. I don't want that motherfucker. I want the person that knows this backwards and forwards. That's the person I want working on me. And even if he fuck up, at least my chances were higher that the fuck up was by a slim margin than the other dude that didn't do none of that work. His accident rate is by a huge margin. Like, he had a slimmer chance of succeeding than he did of failing. Hell no. No. I revere and respect expertise in whatever. And I don't have a problem calling on that. What did Ray say? One of those songs. Look, we ain't gonna talk shit about Rob in here, Ray. Don't do that. Do that shit on your channel. I ain't got no hate for Rob, and I don't waste time talking about black content creators in here talking shit about it. I don't. Don't do that shit here. You do that shit on your channel. Rob been putting in work on YouTube as a geek for damn near, what, 6 or 7 years? Almost a decade. Regardless of how he lean and don't lean, is irrelevant. You know what the fuck he talking about. His personal life is his goddamn business and not my fucking concern. So don't bring that shit up in my chat again. You don't like his ass, say that shit on your channel. You do live streams. But I'm not talking shit about no black male content creators in here. Because if I was doing that, I could talk about more than Rob, and Rob wouldn't be the first name on my fucking list. Now, I brought him up to explain a point, not to start trying to go in on his ass. Rob has not read me, not on my fucking channel. Now, getting people that are knowledgeable on these topics is important to me. It may not matter to anybody else. It may not matter whatsoever to anybody else. But I think it's important to me because that gives what is being said some authenticity, and you can actually go back and fact check that shit. You can. And one of the things that Angry Man pointed out on this shit that I had talked about on the stream Sunday was the fact that because this Shuri was Black Panther in the comics for a short amount of time, they can always pull that, well, it happened in the comics shit. That is my problem with throwing these characters in there in this revisionist history shit. I made the same point about that Star Wars shit with, oh, we gonna make this new bullshit up and we gonna float it through the comics and the books first. Feeling bullshit. No. You're trying to give credence and validation to some bullshit that you want to put in a movie. So you can go back and say, hey, but it happened in the comic. Fuck you. Fuck you. I don't like revisionist history. And that's what that shit is. Revisionist history. We went back and threw this in there. So now he had a brother. What? Can't you just move forward? Instead of fucking up the timeline again? I saw one dude finally on the stick about, oh, all the male characters in the MCU have been replaced with women. I'm like, no shit. Seem to think of one person who was saying that shit for a while and went down the whole fucking list over a week or two ago. So that shit is troubles for the most part because comics always do that shit, make changes and stuff like that to actually drum up sales on the books. Comic books work differently than movies, y'all. Comics will always do something to keep sales up on a book, to keep it from dying, keep it from failing, because they live or die by sales. It takes a month to 3 months for the reporting on if the story is actually good or not. So they're always doing something to drive that shit up. So anytime that you've seen a woman character take over for a male character, or a main character die or some shit like that, understand my boy Zach, he's working the shop, he has a saying for that. A year and a day. That's how long that shit will last. A year and a day, if not shorter. Because that's as long as they can deal with the fact that people either like it or walk away from it, that they have to tack back in the right direction. That's it. That's why you saw Jane Foster a year or so, and then she was gone. And since they wanted to keep her around, they made her a Valkyrie instead of Thor. That's how this shit works. It's writing. You're already pushing it uphill because motherfuckers don't read. Shout out to the Grinch guy. Motherfuckers don't read comics either. I know. Have you sold them? I have. They don't read the shit. So they always have to do something to try to get you to buy it. Always. How the fuck do you think you get an awesome cover and a shit story? That's to get you to buy it. It's no different than a pimp out there in his flashy suit. Get over here, girl. What you doing? Yeah, come holla at me. You need to get with a winner. Wait, I thought I was getting with a winner. You is. Get your ass on your knees and suck this dude. If we got 30 of them lined up, keep doing that, you're going to get broke off. Gotcha now. Same shit. But comics that are awesome, that don't have flashy covers, motherfuckers will miss that shit entirely. Miss it entirely. Because I can talk about Planetary all day. You know what I'd find? Very few people who read the shit. You know why? Because it wasn't fucking flashy. And it was well written. What up, Skillmonger? The man of the hour. Yeah, Dennis was giving you a hard time. I appreciate you going in, though. You was holding your ground. Skillmonger's like, I don't give a fuck how many people in here. You was definitely a Spartan, sir. Give a good goddamn. Like, nah, you're wrong, bro. You're wrong. I was in there for a hot minute, and then I had to get back to work because I wasn't listening to all that shit. It's like, okay, I heard enough. I'll get back to it later. I want to listen to something else. And that's why I flipped over to Angry Man. Like, nah, bro, look. I'll listen to that when I got some time on my hands because I'm in somebody else's house. I can't be cussing, fussing while I'm in there. What up, Beastly? So, comics promote themselves on doing stuff to shock the readers and getting the readers to buy the book, even if it's for an instant, even if it's for 3 months, 3 issues, just so that you bought the book. As long as you bought the book, they're making some money off of it. Because what you gonna do? Bring it back? I can tell you this right off the bat from having a shop. I don't want to take your fucking comic books back after I sold them to you. Why? It's fucking damaged. Actual comic book collectors are some of the most anal motherfuckers you will ever meet. I do not want to have to argue with some dude because you increased the cover a little bit on the backside of this book by the staple, and now he want a whole fucking discount on this book, even though the shit he complaining about ain't even noticeable. No. You keep that shit after you bought it. No, I'm not taking it back. What? No. You can exchange it for something else, but I don't want that damn thing. No, I can't. I'm gonna have a harder time trying to sell that to somebody else than I did having to sell it to your ass because you were just buying on spectacle. This is why I hate speculators, because they always the first ones buying up all this garbage just so they can resell it online. Well, everybody want it right now. Whatever, man. Hustle as you may. Hustle as you may. Yeah. You was holding it down though, Skillmonger. I can respect that, man. The stuff that I heard when I came in there, I actually dropped a couple lines in there to say, no, that was incorrect. No, that wasn't what was happening. And he tried to get way condescending on you. He basically was telling you was fucking stupid about movies and shit. Like you was a young pothead child. I'm like, you don't even know who the fuck you talking to. I mean, I might not either, but that ain't who you represented yourself as being. That's not my impression of you. So that goes to his interpretation of how he see black men that disagree. That's on him. But yeah, that's all you in there. Speaking your piece, everybody got a right to do that. Now, the backloading. Backloading of all this stuff in comics and having people who don't read comics being able to say, well, it happened in the comics is a problem because it makes people seem like they geniuses. They're not fucking geniuses. If your ass didn't start getting into comics or watching these movies until 2000, shut the hell up. Sit back and just enjoy it for your last 20 years of movie watching. Serious. Because in effect, I think about it like this, and it was brought into sharp relief for me when I was working at my old corporate job, and one of the girls there, she was so into Marvel movies. Little short Latina, cute, big old booty, everything, right? Cool personality. She was so in love with Marvel movies and everything else. She's 21 years old. And I was sitting there doing the math. I was like, how the fuck are you into this? She had been watching the shit since she was 10. That was when that first movie came out for her, when she was 10. Like, okay, so this is what raised you. Oh, okay. So 10, 11 years later, yeah, this is the biggest thing in the world to you. But you don't read comics. You don't visit comic book stores. You don't know the shit about none of these things. She couldn't tell you if it wasn't titled to MCU, she wouldn't have been able to tell you what comic book company even this character came from. She wouldn't have been. But she's a diehard MCU fan. No, she's a moviegoer. She loves movies. That's it. Because if you know anything about Latinos go to the movies every weekend. It don't matter what the fuck is playing. Don't. They go to the movies. They watch movies. Love that shit. If it got action in it, they there. Gun shooting and stuff going off, they there. They like it. They love movies. That's your general audience nowadays. So some of this shit can be missed on them because they could not care. Now, make no mistake about it, there's a large population of Latinos that is huge fucking geeks. Huge geeks. Got them in my shop. I know them, friends of mine, all that shit, right? They are there. But a lot of them are just moviegoers. They just like watching movies. And the more action, the better. Do they give a fuck if the character was accurate or not? No. They don't care like that. They don't even know that shit. They just like the movie. Perfect example of this was that damn first G.I. Joe movie. My partner at the time, Latino dude, that movie came out. We went to the theater and saw it. Came back to work. He said, "Oh man, did you see that G.I. Joe movie?" I'm like, yeah. He said, "That shit was awesome." I'm like, what? What did you like about it? Y'all know me. What'd you like about it? Oh, the mech suits and all the rest of that shit. I was like, that ain't G.I. Joe, man. That ain't fucking G.I. Joe. That was not G.I. Joe. That was Transformers. Oh no, that shit was awesome. You don't give a fuck. But my boy, the big freak, Josie the Marine, Ford's father, he was all right with some of it, but pissed off about a lot of it. Because he is a stomp down G.I. Joe fan. G.I. Joe got his ass probably to go to the military. Are you kidding? He does not fuck around. He cosplay as Cobra Commander and all that shit. He was pissed. And rightfully so. Because it actually means something to him. He knows too much about this shit. It's the dude that sat down and had conversations with Larry Hama about G.I. Joe after a convention. Just sitting around the table, chopping it up for fucking hours. Talking his goddamn ear off. Couldn't tell him shit about what was awesome about that movie. He was like, hell no. These things were cool. This was cool, but this wasn't. And was pissed. Pissed. Yeah, Trail, fucking Exo Squad. I was waiting for Fate Time to show up. Fucking Exo Squad. That's a good one. Shit. Yeah, but that wasn't no damn G.I. Joe. There was a lot of stuff that was G.I. Joe specific in it. There were some good parts that were G.I. Joe specific, like, okay, yeah, that is a Night Raven. Okay, that is a Night Raven. Okay, yes, G.I. Joe does hang out at the pit. Okay, yeah, okay, you got the original leader of the general. Okay, cool. Some of that other shit was like, man, you went far afield. Duke is too goddamn young. I don't give a damn if it was Channing Tatum or not. Duke is too young. Duke is supposed to be like your John Wayne grizzled hero that everybody respect. Your sergeant. The one that's out there on the battlefield with you, like, they're shooting at us and we in this foxhole. And the sergeant jumped down in the foxhole and you're like, oh shit. And you jump out the fucking foxhole. No, you better get your ass out there. We about to do this. That's Duke. Channing Tatum don't pull that off. Too young. Don't have that respect like that. Thought we were discussing G.I. Jane. No, we ain't even talking about G.I. Jane. Not even talking about G.I. Jane, Nina. Need a G being in here, being funny in here. Just kidding. I know you're kidding. But yeah, some of this stuff is not really accurate. And for me, I like people who actually know the material to get some shine talking about it. Like, it's tough because understand that commenters or content creators on YouTube are taking a bite out of the ass of a lot of these people who make their living talking about shit that they don't know anything about. They are. They're taking a big bite out of that shit and is really fucking with them. That's why you have news reporters quoting fucking Twitter and shit like that. Because the average individual who knows this material and has something to say has more insight, more relevant commentary than the person who's getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to sit up on some platform somewhere and repeat the shit that somebody gave them on a copy. We do. That's just what it is. Because we are, in some senses, in their eyes, the rabble. We are the rabble. We are the people they don't give a fuck about. When KK jump up there and talk about the fans that she don't like, she's talking about us. You know, the ones that'll hold her ass to the fire about, bitch, this ain't canon. This ain't even lore. This ain't even right for the character. What is you doing? We're the same ones who the notorious GAO was up there pissed about because we didn't like her fucking show. And so she called herself going after everybody for making a shit show. Look, nobody would have went after you if you just made a good show. There's two ways to take criticism like that. You either make a better show or you do what you did, which is just start poking fingers at people. Well, if you poke the bear, expect to get mauled. Expect to get mauled. The bear don't have to be nice about that shit. Don't have to. All the bear has to do is do what bears fucking do, which is maul shit that fuck with it. And I'm sorry, I don't know if the rest of these people don't see it or not, but the fan base, the geekdom fan base, is really touchy right now. Really touchy and really pissed off right now. Ewan gave them one too many punches in the face and too many kicks in the nuts. They are not happy with that shit at all. And that is coming from damn near every sector of geekdom. Not just comics, movies, the fucking Witcher, Star Wars, MCU, Lord of the Rings. Like, y'all damn near making the perfect storm of geek rage. I'm like, for real. Like, what will you do for your next trick? What fan base you gonna shit on next? Because you got all the sci-fi ones. What's left for you to piss on, I guess? Since you just like poking a goddamn bear, what's left? Because any of that established stuff that people have loved their whole life, mind you, not their whole life being 20 to 35. No, they whole life like 50 up to fucking 60. They whole life, you fucked up. Look, if you want demographic appeal, think of it this way. You got demographic appeal right now by pissing off everybody. From youngest to oldest, pissed off, knowing your name, looking for your ass. Not wanting to buy shit you putting out. You couldn't sell a cup of lemonade on 105 day. Harry Potter up next. Yeah, Skill, they've been fucking with J.K. Rowling. Been saying it. For some simple shit. Like, I thought y'all was, all liberal. Well, can she have her opinion and go about her day? No, they want to tear her whole shit down. Them motherfuckers right there is like, yeah, when they come for the Harry Potter, when they come for the Potter, y'all 35s and downs, oh yeah, that's when I'm gonna see y'all get lit up. I know that's when it's really gonna be really real for y'all. Because folks like my son's age and Ford's age, Harry Potter is their trilogy. That's their shit, dude. That's their Lord of the Rings. That is their Lord of the Rings. And it's not just a bunch of dudes, it's a bunch of females. Fuck with Harry Potter if you want to. Them motherfuckers gonna come out the woodwork. Trust and believe, I walk into many houses every day. Every day. And it might primarily be Caucasian people. But when they have a bookshelf in their house, you know what's sitting on that bitch? Lined up, row for row, Harry Potter books. And they not the man's. They hers. Fuck around if you want to. Fuck around if you want to. Yeah, fuck around if you want to. See what happened to your ass. Them bitches will go active. Like, them motherfuckers will go active. Trail, take that term out of my chat, please. Don't put that in my chat. I just had a whole post on my community tab about throwing them slurs in my chat. In my comment section. I am too small of a channel to be trying to fuck around with something like that. I'm trying to grow, not get my shit completely shut down. Shit, it was a wave. Look, the only thing right now, Skillmonger, that's good is that you got a little bit of a break right now because Wakanda came out, it's out, it's done, right? The next movie that's coming out is Avatar. It's not really tied to geekdom like that. It's more of a James Cameron thing rather than they built up this whole universe behind it. It's not that damn old, right? And it's somewhat a completely new story, right? So they have a lot of leeway to do whatever the fuck they do in that shit, right? The only problem is they got Black Wakanda Forever coming out, so everybody gonna be comparing the blue people. That's just what it's gonna be. Everybody's gonna be comparing the blue people. But the next thing that comes up, you take this end of November, this December, this January, when people get to calm the fuck down and kind of forget some stuff and kind of, walk away from this and think that was fucked up, but I'm forgetting about it. I'm looking at other things or whatever. When February hit and this Mandalorian come out, that's when your Star Wars shit gonna be back cranked up and running again. Quantum Mania come out, that's when your Marvel shit gonna be back up and running again. Now, trust and believe, everybody wants to see Kang, right? Everybody wants to see Kang. But man, man, MCU gonna have to be looking at this Wakanda Forever shit. Kevin Feige got to be pulling his hair out and figuring out, look, this next shit cannot bomb. This next stuff cannot bomb. We cannot take that backlash. I told y'all after this Wakanda Forever shit what Disney was gonna look like, stock wise. What does Disney look like today? Have you looked at it? Have you looked at it? Like I was teasing with Malika earlier this week. It's like Geek Stradamus. I told you. I fucking told you. There was no other way. Disney owning all of this stuff and it all going to shit is making Disney as a company look crazy as fuck in the face. Crazy as fuck in the face. They can't get rid of them activists quick enough. That's why I was laughing when Chapin came out and was talking about layoffs and all the rest of that shit, and people was all up in arms. It was like, good, get them out of there. Maybe that's the only way you can do it quicker. You don't have to. You don't have to clean house. Because it's taking too long. This one by one shot, one kill is taking too goddamn long, man. Y'all, you better start playing with some Chicago rules or something like that. Because this shit, y'all going down fast. These motherfuckers keep letting you get broadsided and cannonballs right through the side. You can forget that shit. And Margot Robbie jumped her good goofy ass out there talking about, oh, the all-female pirate movie is on pause. Yes. Yes, Margot. You want to know why? Have you paid attention to the media lately? The fan base don't give a fuck about an all-woman nothing right now. Y'all have poisoned that well. You're going to have to walk away from that shit if you want to ever touch it again. Or you could do like, ignorant motherfuckers do, keep riding that shit right into the ground. It's your choice. But look, Mickey taking a step back. Don't make him take them gloves off. Shit, like, wait a minute, just cool your fucking jets on that pirate shit, okay? We're trying to get Johnny back on board. And this all female centric shit is not tracking for us. Everything that we keep putting out there like that is going down in fucking flames. You complaining about a pirate movie. Did you not watch Wakanda Forever? Do you not see the problem that Wakanda Forever is having? What do you think it would be if you had an all-female Pirates of the Caribbean? What, you gonna change Jack Sparrow into a female? I can't wait to see that fucking fire. I cannot wait to see that fire. Man. I might have to stand way back. Yeah, Malika, they looking way ass out to the highest power. Like, look, ass out on the worst street in the hood. tits down and ass up. They looking way crazy. It was bad enough when it was just Star Wars, but then Marvel want to jump on board and Pixar too. Motherfucker, what is y'all doing? Y'all trying to kill that kingdom, ain't you? Well, Disney gotta be going crazy. Why are you sitting there trying to say, oh, he might have been a racist? Who gives a fuck? He made that shit for everybody. He did. And he died. So what difference does it make what he might have thought when he was alive? Motherfucker gone now, don't matter. Yeah, they may change jacket to a chick. Look, fuck around if you want to. Right, let them fuck around if they want to. If details come out about that Margot Robbie Pirates of the Caribbean, all female Pirates of the Caribbean, and they say that her character was going to be Jack Sparrow, that will be a shot across. That will be a shot across another bow. Wait to see the backlash on that. You'll be able to roast weenies off that motherfucker. Fuck, probably a whole pot roast. Motherfuckers will be heated, because Johnny won that case, right? Okay, so there you go. They gonna have to kiss his ass to get him back on that shit. And putting some females in there other than Johnny Depp. Oh, you fucking up. You fucking up. Yeah, I will get my pot roast ready, because that shit is gonna be some flame broiling for your ass. So the hell with the centuries-long lore that women in ships were bad luck. Yeah, Trev, fuck all that. Fuck all that. That's patriarchy talking. That's misandry talking. We can't be the cause of everything negative. Really? You can't? You want a current example of that? Wakanda? Star Wars prequel trilogies? Or not the prequel trilogies, but the sequel series? Charlie's Angels? Lord of the Rings? I mean, do we need to go on? There are contemporary examples of women getting involved in shit and destroying it. That is not a myth, motherfucker. That is actual facts being proven right now. Jesus Christ. Look, dude. Look. I can tell you this. I'll give you a perfect example, right? Give you a perfect example. This will be fun, right? If you went into your job tomorrow and some chick at your job start hitting on you hard, cornered you in the copy room or what, by the break room, by the vending machine, something. Grabbed on your stock, touched on you, and this could work for male or female, either way. Start rubbing on you all that shit, trying to kiss you and shit like that, and you pushed her off and she fell down. Do you think you'd have a job by the end of the day? Do you? Or do you think your ass will be brought up on charges that day? Tell me, male or female? Does it matter? No. You'd be done. You'd be done. That's an example of it, a contemporary example of it. Motherfuckers is running amok and fucking up everywhere they run amok. I'm not trying to highlight that shit. Get it out of my ear. Fucking StreamYard. Oh my fucking God. Get this shit off the screen. So yeah, that yeah, keep fucking around. Keep fucking around. I'll be waiting for two things: a report, a script leak or a plot detail leak of a female Pirates of the Caribbean, because I think that would just be like Ghostbusters, female Ghostbusters shit. And then let them find out that they gonna wokeify Harry Potter. Woo, you ain't felt millennial rage yet. That'll bring them out, boy. Like Jay-Z, bring them out, bring them out. That'll bring them out. Fuck with Harry Potter. Fuck with Harry Potter. Let's see what happens. I bet it won't be good, but it damn sure will be entertaining. I can bet money on that. What up, 3T? What did you miss? The beginning. That's what you missed. The beginning. I don't know why you hiding from me. I don't know why you're hiding. The moon has gone down. It ain't even full no more. I'm coming back to my natural state. Coming back to my natural state. You safe? You safe again? The only person that ain't safe is G. Nina G. Anyway, like, share, subscribe, support stream if you feel so inclined. I'm gonna get out of here and go in the house. That was just some shit I wanted to share. I had some other thoughts, but it wasn't geek related. And I know a lot of y'all probably dividing your attention between I saw AM went live, Dennis going live right now, and there's some other people I want to listen to. I need to get these reviews off my freaking phone and out there to you guys. I have a couple of reviews of Ray's I need to watch because he did his Black Adam review. And I think Ray did his Wakanda Forever review. But I'm not watching those until I go ahead and throw my shit out. Then I watch them. But that I need to record a review for Andor, this last episode of Andor. Because I told y'all something and motherfuckers don't want to listen to me. But I heard somebody saying some shit that if you like this show, you ain't a real Star Wars devotee. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Shut all the fuck up about that. Somebody less than 10 years younger than me ain't gonna tell me how much of a Star Wars devotee I'm not. Fuck off. Look, I can deal with a story in Star Wars that doesn't have all the flashy bits in it. But I'm not of the mind that you just have to be a devotee to write this shit, but you do have to care. And I would suggest you be an actually decent fucking writer. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. Be a decent writer. Because a decent writer can write anything. You know the guy, what is it? I think it's Timothy Zahn. Timothy Zahn is one of those dudes that's well known for Star Wars writing. World-renowned Star Wars writer. You know when he started watching that shit and I started watching the documentary on him? He was into science. He didn't even listen. He didn't even like that shit. Didn't even like it. Wasn't even interested. But he sat down to try his hand at writing. And that's what he wrote. And turned out masterpieces after masterpieces. Not being a devotee of it. He just cared about it and took it seriously. He used it like science. That motherfucker ain't went back to what he was in school for. From writing Star Wars stuff. Never gone back. You don't have to be a devotee to be a good fucking writer. You just have to care about the material. That's it. The problem with Star Wars right now is that they don't have enough people who give a fuck about the material. That's the problem with geekdom right now. And everywhere you look, it's not just that the people don't know the material, they don't give a fuck about it either. They don't care. They don't care. They care about their sexual proclivities and whatever points they can get for the agenda they're trying to push. They don't give a fuck about the material or the people who like this material. That's what they don't care about. And that's why a lot of that shit fails. That's why a lot of it fails. Because you can tell they don't care. With how they treat the characters, they don't care. With how they look at the fan base, they don't care. They don't like you. They don't like this shit. They don't like these characters, but they got a job getting paid doing it. You tell me, another object lesson. You got some grass that you've been working on in your front yard. You've been putting the seed down. You've been putting fertilizer down. You got a nice green turf of grass in your front yard. Two dudes roll up in your driveway and they want to be your groundskeeper, be your new lawnmower team, right? And maybe you want to know who other lawn they do. Maybe they doing some of the other lawns on the other side on your street. Now, one of them on one side of the street, the left side of the street, you can see what the lawns look like on his side when he doing it. You see him out there working on it. That motherfucker be down on his knees. He be taking his time, getting the edger out, doing all that shit. He putting some work in. The lawn look beautiful, right? The other motherfucker that work on the right side of the street, your side of the street, he out there on his earbuds. He out there on the phone. He fucking around, standing in the yard. Then he do a little bit. Then he walk away from it, knocking over the path lights and shit like that. But he want the same money as the other dude. Which one you gonna go with? Which one you gonna go with? Righty or lefty? Right side don't give a fuck about the job he doing, about the people he's doing it for. He don't care. He just want to get paid. Left side dude acts like a fucking samurai about doing the yard. Everything he touch, he's trying to perfect and do it to some excellence. He takes it serious. I'm gonna go with him. And I'll give him a cut more to make sure this motherfucker don't come nowhere near my yard. That other motherfucker don't come nowhere near my yard. I'd pay him a bit more just for that. Because I want people who care about this shit to do it, especially if it's been fucked up already. I need somebody who cares about it to bring it back. That's why I like John and Dave over in Star Wars, even though I have my criticisms of John and Dave over at Star Wars. They at least care about it, and so they can make it better. I just don't want them to get too fanboy and that they holding their lightsabers too much and not thinking about the overall story enough. Ray, you don't have to do a review on Andor just because I'm doing a review on Andor. Do the shit that you watch, that you into. That's what it is. I'm doing a review on Andor because I watch Andor and I like it. I'm having a hard time putting out a review on Wakanda Forever because I didn't like that shit. It takes longer for me to put out reviews on shit I didn't like. It does. That's why you ain't never seen my Mortal Kombat review. Outside of technical issues with it. That's why you ain't seen it. Because that shit was about an hour. So that's it. I just want people who care about this stuff to actually repair it. But you don't have to be a devotee to write a decent story in this shit. You know, I just want people to actually be creative about this shit and move it forward in a positive sense. And the best way to move it forward is if you care about the material, if you can treat the material like you care about it. Otherwise, what's the point? Look, I'm sure there's other jobs doing other shit. Go make some fucking rom-com somewhere or some shit. You know, make some silly ass movie with some of these stand-up comedians or something like that. These new age, unfunny ass comedians. Do that shit. I just watched some of these clips from Saturday Night Live with Dave Chappelle on it. Dave Chappelle was the funniest thing on that motherfucker. The rest of the shit, I'm like, is this what passed for funny right now? That's why I never watch Saturday Night Live very often. Never. Never. It's like, this shit has not been funny for a while. far as I know, and it's still on the air. So I guess it worked for somebody. Funniest thing I saw on Saturday Night Live beside Dave Chappelle was fucking Bill Burr going in with on the Gucci boots. That was funny. The rest of this shit, it seemed like coonerific time. Like I'm not interested. Whatever. This is falling far. This is falling far from the mark. Humor has changed, I guess. So I'm that old nigga now. I just like the people I like. You new age folks, you can have your new age shit. Yeah, the Gucci boots. Bill Burr funny as fuck, dude. I listen to his podcast. He do a podcast like every day, or was it Monday, Wednesday, Thursdays, or whatever? He do a podcast. That's just funny with him just talking. His wife be in the background and shit. You know he got a black chick, and she be coming in there talking, and shit just be funny. It's just funny. Just what it is. So that's it. I'm gonna get out of here so I can shower. I was on call last night, so I didn't come home, but now I'm home, so got time to get in this shower, get some of this hot water on the body. We had Thanksgiving at the job today, so I got turkey in my system. The tryptophan is working. They deep fried it because they listened to her brother, although they didn't let me deep fry it, which was a mistake on their part. But it is what it is. I got a whole deep fryer now. I think I'll leave that one at work so I can just bring anything and deep fry it. What they gonna do? Not eat it? Shut the fuck up. Just leave it there. Yeah, we deep fry. I got oil in a whole pot. I'm just gonna deep fry that shit. What are you talking about, 3T? You love that for me. You love what for me? A hot shower? I need one. 50 is coming quick. 50 is coming quick, and I got to start getting into better shape. Because I got some things coming up I'm going to have to do. I think I got to do some running. Got to get out there and get that 500 yards in 2 minutes. Got a test coming. So I got to get my wind up. Not that I smoke or anything. It's just I don't run like I used to. Yeah, politically correct humor. Yeah. That's not even funny. Beastly. Like politically correct humor is it's not even funny. I mean, it's politically correct to make black dudes look dumb. Yeah, fuck all that. No, fuck that. Not interested. But I did post some of those clips of what I thought was funny with Dave Chappelle, and that House of the Dragon shit with Dave Chappelle was kind of funny. Especially when Ice-T showed up as a light-skinned lord, and he was doing his pimp shit. I was dying. I said, these motherfuckers ain't no good, dude. These dudes are no good. That's messed up. That is messed up. So, hell, you feel old at 35? That's when you start feeling it, right? That's when you start feeling it. That's when you start feeling it. 35 was the first age pain I had. 35. That month was that when I felt that first age pain. Like, oh, the fuck. And all those older people that I talked to, them seniors that I talked to before, that said, yeah, it'll just hit you one day. You just feel it, and you have an ache. You wake up with an ache that you didn't have before. That shit happened. I was like, damn, this is what they're talking about. Fucking hell, this is what it's like. Oh, this is what sucks about old age. This is what sucks about old age. These all of a sudden pains and shit. Fuck that. Yeah, Ice-T had me dying laughing too, Beastly. That shit. I was like, who the fuck is that Ice-T? Because here's the funny part too. Here's the funny part about that, Beastly. I follow Ice-T on Instagram, right? So I saw the pictures of Ice-T and Coco with Dave Chappelle, right? They was out for that holiday or whatever, right? It's like, oh, that's cool. That was the day that they were at Saturday Night Live. I'm like, oh shit, that was kind of awesome. That's kind of awesome. Yeah, Ice-T a funny motherfucker sometimes, dude. Holy shit. Yeah, he a real one though. Like, I always got respect for Ice-T. Chainsaws work my arms to death. I was chopping up trees today. These chainsaws work my arms to death. Chainsaw do it to you. That's man work right there, boy. You get biceps and triceps off of that shit. You definitely get some shoulder strength. I used to use a chainsaw when I was out at the airport because we were doing foundations. And when you build, at least with this company, we were building foundations out in that fucking bay mud and shit like that. You just use plywood and you use welded rod, right? And it's just off a spool. And you use that to hold your whalers and your stringers and stuff like that to your plywood. Well, you're using a chainsaw in some awkward ass positions, like leg spread, one in the water, one up on the side of the heel, back against some other concrete you just did, and you're using a chainsaw in close quarters to cut slots in this shit so you can feed the wire through while somebody else is inside of this big ass steel footing tying this shit all together so you can keep the concrete in one spot. That should make you work. Chainsaw make you work, make you respect that bitch. That's for sure. Because you don't want no kickbacks. You don't want no kickbacks in close quarters, boy. You leave there a different man. You will leave that motherfucker a different man that day. You don't want that. Yeah, the light skinned Targaryen. Yeah, that shit was hilarious, dude. I need to see if somebody has that as a gift. If they don't, I need to make that shit. I need the light skinned Targaryen to show up. Who cares? Yeah, married to a man that was younger than me had me feeling age pains during every birthday. Yeah. He's like, oh, how old your husband turning? He out of diapers. Ari, are you feeling like that old prey? That old widow? Still in that man youth? Like, I had to get somebody to keep up with me. Breathe through it. That's what they call new age. Yeah, breathe through it. Yeah, Nina, that's not what they call new age. That's what they call it's too big. Breathe through it. Oh well, yeah, you strong. Yeah, you gonna get strong off of that shit. I like a chainsaw though. At first, when I first used it, I didn't like it, but like they say, I'm surgical with this bitch. I love fucking with a chainsaw because you can do some shit with a chainsaw. You can. And the sharper the blade, the better. You can do some interesting shit. I have a video up on my Instagram. This dude made this whole Chinese style lion and stuff like that. I have this big ass tree trunk. He carved that shit with a chainsaw. That shit looks awesome. Awesome craftsmanship. Absolute artistry. Absolute artistry. Beautiful work. Beautiful, beautiful work. I respect that kind of shit. But let me get out of here. Thank you guys for coming through today. Like, share, subscribe, support the stream if you feel so inclined. I'm gonna get out of here, get my shower, get me some hot tea because I'm trying to fight off any kind of cold that these motherfuckers at work got. I'm gonna go to bed and wake up fresh for the new day. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace.